Good day, I am Alonica May Gigaro, and today I will answer the 5 questions on the philosophy of special education. Number 1 question is, how might nature versus nurture become to be misleading? So, in terms of the person with disabilities, rather. For example, I see one of them, then the questions pop on our mind. Is she or is he informed with that disabilities, or it just by his surrounding that he becomes like that? So for example, he is a deaf person. So when there are times that it is inborn, or it is just by the people around, or because of the nurture of her surrounding. For example, he is just in the room for a long year, so he didn't he didn't go out. So his hearing comprehension or his hearing strategies are not too perfect to be gather the information or the sounds of others when we are talking like that. So because nature, for example, nature is the biological, refers to the biological or the inform of whatever it is. When we say nurture, it is the effect of the surroundings we have. So another example is I see a person with disabilities. He is affected with the reading comprehension. So there are people that can talk, or he is, because shyness, too much shyness is becomes one of the disabilities of a person. So shyness, when you are shy to talk, it is disabilities. Or it is inborn with the it is inborn when he is not when he can talk, or maybe it is because of his surroundings, because maybe she think that it is to judge, this world is, or the people around her or him are judgmental. So that is the difference between nature and nurture. It is biological. Is this disabilities biological, or is this just by the effect of the surroundings? The second question is, how do the additive effects of adverse childhood experiences impact the developing brain? So it is because of the fear or the trauma, the accident, or the experience caused on the children. So for example, a children trying to overpass the ongoing car, but it hits her. So before he collapsed, or before he blacked out, the last thing she or he remember is the loud voices and the too much light that hits her, that the car hits her. So this may cause his or her brain to be sensitive on that particular situation. For example, she or he may he may go on the crowded area, so the people around her or him are there are loud voices, or the lights, the lights are too much for her. So it may be because of the sensitive of her or his brain. So his brain may function not normally done before. So whenever she encounter that situation again, she feel like nervous, or she feel not calmly at all. So it may cause his or her brain not to function or not thinking normally. That is one of the example of the additive effects of adverse childhood experiences, which cause the brain function not normally. The third question is, how is it possible to our genetics to influence the environment and vice versa? How did the environment influence the our genetics rather? So this vice versa situation involve on the psychological skills or the psychological motor of the child or the person. For example, the parents who live in the rural area or the tribe, they are most commonly timid. They are timid persons. So when there are when they go on the urban or they associate with others, they are hardly or mostly not talkative than those on the urban areas. Most of the parents who state this genetics or who state this behavior they have, their child may take these genes or the genetic of their parents. So some people say that you are like your mother, you are timid, or you are like your father, you're talkative. So that is one of the example of genetics that influence the environment, and the environment influence the genetic. Talking about the environment influence the genetics. So because of the, for example again, is when we live on the rural area rather, we feel or we see the power of serenity, not like on the urban land. So that is the passing genetics. That is the pass of the environment to the genetics of the on the person. That is the effect of the environment to the genetics. Number 4 question: do you believe if the parents are smart, their offspring are smart too? So yes, I believe, because especially when the both sides are smart, because the the behavior of the parents and are inherited by their offspring, which is by the true genes. So but there are some cases that when the father is smart and the mother are not that too known as to the academic standards. So they say sometimes, some people say that you are like your father, you are smart. So just like that, because the genes of the child is from his father. So you are like your mother, you are smart. So more on the genes of being a smart, or the behavior of the child are from his the genes of his mother. So the last question we have is, why do the 13 disability categories are matter on planning the reading interview? So it is matter because for example, the hearing impairment and the deafness rather is different to one another. So we have to clarify, we have to give a definition about it to the audience we have, so he can be able to know whether he has just an hearing impairment, or he have a disability of the deafness. So that is all of my answer on the 5 questions about the about the disabilities or the special education.